US, across different areas. Okay, we are being live streamed now. Thank you. So we've looked at the USA across different areas, and we've also looked at the United Kingdom, Europe as well. And today our stop is at the People's Republic of China. We're exploring scholarship opportunities for Africans, for us Africans in China. Okay, and we are very privileged to have with us today our two guests that will be taking us on this journey. Mr. Anosike Santos and Mr. Ejiofor Loke. I hope I got the pronunciation correctly.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
All right. Thank you so much. So we are privileged to have the both of them with us today, and they will be taking us through an interesting journey. I'm looking forward to learn a lot today, and I believe that you are. So once again, you're welcome on board. In no particular order, we are going to have them come up shortly. When they come on board, they are going to introduce themselves to us better and help us know where they are, maybe what they are studying, and how we can also be in touch, connect with them before they delve fully into their session. So each of them has 30 minutes. And then after that, we'll have a questions and answer session. So any questions you have in the course of their presentations, please note them so that immediately we make a call for questions, you can begin to type them in on the comment sections on YouTube, or if you are here with us in the room on Zoom as well. So in no particular order, I would like to invite Mr. Anosike Santos to take the floor first, and after him, Mr. Dialoke. So you can go ahead, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Anosike Santos. I'm a PhD student of Harbin Institute of Technology. I'm a Nigerian from Imo State, to be precise. I graduated from University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I did both my BSc and a master's degree program in physics and astronomy department. So after my NYSC, I taught physics in Divine Love Secondary School, Transekulu, before for about 2 years before I got employed in Stella Maris College, Abuja. So I taught in Stella Maris College for more than 3 years before I moved for my PhD. And thank you very much once again for having me. I will be talking about Chinese government scholarship, simply known as CSC. So I'll be taking you through on how step by step on how you will successfully apply for Chinese government scholarship. So I would like to share my screen, and then I will take you through. Please. Okay.
Please go ahead.
It's still saying host, disabled participant, sharing. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, just a second.
Okay.
Princess, if you can hear us, can you help sort that out, please? And I just sent you a message as well. Okay, so maybe you can just run us through some backgrounds. We'll sort that out shortly. Just some things that you could say in the meantime that may not require the screen, but we'll sort that out just now.
Okay. First of all, let me say one or two that is not in my slide. So by the time you enable me to share my slide, I will now continue from there. What I would like to say is the journey towards acquiring or towards gaining the scholarship. The journey is not an easy one. I started the journey the late 2019. That's when I started the journey. Around November, December 2019. That's when I started the journey. So it's not an easy one, like I said. The first thing you decide is you decide to study in China. That's the first thing. And then you ask yourself, are you going for scholarship or you're going for self-sponsored? If you are going for self-sponsored, of course, you will know your pocket. If you are going for scholarship, then you should know the steps to take. And one of the steps to take, which is not an easy one, is going through Chinese universities website. You go through Chinese universities website, search for supervisors, potential supervisors, those that are doing the research you want to do. You go to the faculty in the department, find out those that go through their profile. You read and read, find out those who are doing the similar research, if not exactly the same, but similar research. Then you write a cold email, forward to them. Like myself, I could remember those days in Stella Maris quarters when others would be sleeping, I would be sending email. I sent like about more than 500 emails to 500 professors during that time. I sent to more than 500 professors. I sent email to more than 500 professors. So one thing you should know is that the Chinese professors, they hardly reply email to outsiders, especially when it's coming from Africa. So most people here, they come based on recommendation. So, but that wouldn't discourage you. It didn't discourage me because I sent out of 500 and something I sent, because at the time my sent box was filled with Chinese character. They are both the ones that will bounce back, that maybe I didn't get the email right, So it wasn't an easy journey. Some will set a kind of reply. Do not reply this email. That kind of, after 3-4 days, the thing will reply on its own. You know that this is not the professor saying this. It's just a kind of a programmed setting in there. I don't know how to put it, but you know what I'm saying. That kind of setting that after 2-3 days, the thing will reply to the person on behalf of that person. Okay,
Automatic
so
reply.
yes, automatic reply. So I got,
Just
I,
to cut in, sorry, for a minute. You
okay,
can share your screen now.
okay, okay. What I'm saying is still in line. Okay, so like I was saying, I sent to more than 500, and then I was able to get 2 out of 500 and something. I was able to get 2. And those 2, they were like they were like waiting for me, you know, maybe they are I see that they are like looking for students already, you know. So if I had given up along the line, I might not be able to see them. You understand? So the thing there is that they don't reply email does not mean you cannot find some supervisors that are willing to take you. Some are really eager looking for those that will fill in the gap in their labs, you know. So I was able to get 2. Those 2, I wrote a proposal. They gave me what they are doing at the moment, that I should write a proposal. So I wrote proposal, and along the line, if I send to them, it's as if I'm writing a thesis. If I send to them, they will look at it, correct it, bring it back to me, make corrections, you know, that kind of stuff. So we're like communicating. So at the time, I was feeling like I'm already in the school, you know. So when I wrote those proposals, I sent to them. And then they send me a conditional offer. They send me a conditional offer, a supporting document. You know, when you get that document from them, when you're applying, there's a place you will upload conditional offer. I mean, they will ask you, do you have a proposed supervisor? If you have it, upload the letter, the conditional letter they have given you. So once they see that, is a plus for you, because you have relieved them the stress of looking for supervisor for you. Do you understand? You have relieved them the most people that they don't admit doesn't mean that they don't have all it takes. It's just that the stress of looking for who is willing to take them is another thing. But once you present that letter and they see the signature of that person, the supervisor, and then from there they will pick you up first before considering any other person who is applying without supervisor. So if you really want to come to China to study, the first step and most crucial step is for you to take it upon yourself and start looking for supervisor. And trust me, that 500, about 500 and something professors I sent email to, when you send the first, let's say the first 10 or the first 15 email, you will get used to it. You will get used to it. All you need to do is you come back to that same email, adjust it to suit the person's research, and then you forward it. But the thing you shouldn't do, you must not do, is don't send group email. Don't attach emails to one. Maybe you have found 2 or 3 professors that are doing similar stuff, and then you decide to attach their one email and then send group email to them. It doesn't make sense. Don't do that, because they will see you have forwarded it to Mr. A, Professor B, and then Professor C. So take your time, send it singly. So all these emails, I sent them singly to all these professors. And trust me, if you call it something, you might not even send up to that 500. If you are lucky enough, you might not even send up to that 500 that I sent. And you will get someone who is willing, who is eager to guide you on writing your study plan, or what we call a proposal.
Hello, are you there? I think there's a network. Hello, Mr. Santos. Hello, Mr. Santos. Can you hear me?
I think he's trying to share screen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's trying to share his screen.
Mr. Abel.
Yes, Mr. Obina.
So just as Santos is getting back to us soonest, I would like you to kind of discuss with him to be time conscious because we don't have the whole day. At least it has to be precise
exactly.
and concise so that people can ask questions and some of the details can be given during the question section. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
In addition to that, if Santos is not able to join us back as soon as possible, I suggest the next presenter can go ahead to avoid time alteration.
Time lapse.
This is a
okay. Maybe let's give some minutes. Let's give some minutes. Maybe after some minutes, if he couldn't come back, I'll continue.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's wait for about a minute. Since it seems he went off at the point when he was trying to share his screen, so I don't know how come there was a network glitch at that point. So let's just wait for maybe a minute and see.
Okay. Yeah. Dialoke Ejiofor, thank you so much for joining us in African Scholarship Program, and we will really cherish this because I think this is a very good opportunity for our people, especially when there is this clash of interests with regards to CGPA and qualification. So in African Scholarship Pathway, we try to kind of widen the scope so that if one is not able to migrate to the United States, UK, or some other charming places, as the case may be, as some people call it, there will be a kind of attention to other places like China, maybe Estonia, all those areas that people think is not, catchy. Like most of our people are not rushing to that place. So thank you guys for honoring our invitation. And while we wait, maybe within a few minutes, the moderator might give you a go-ahead order so that you continue or you start while we wait for Anosike. Thank you so much. Right.
I think, like Mr. Obina suggested, for the sake of time, Mr. Dialoke, you can please take it up from here. Once he is back online, he can now continue from where he stopped when you're done.
Okay. Thank you for everything. I think I want to open my camera, or I can speak without camera. Maybe it's okay. You can see my face now.
Yeah.
Actually, don't mind the way my face look. Actually, I should be sleeping by now, but for the sake of this and humanity, I have to be awake. So I'm glad.
You're still having this your long head. I'm happy to see you guys.
Yeah. I'm glad to see you again. Glad to hear from you again. I'm glad to be in the midst, and then most people here are familiar with me, so I think it's only maybe a few I need to get in contact with. So my name is Matthew Dialoke Ejiofor, and I'm from Enugu State. So most of the guys here are my classmates. We all graduated from University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Physics Astronomy Department. I was in the same class with the first speaker, Anosike. We graduated the same year. So I obtained my master's degree from Harbin Institute of Technology, his present school now. I did my master's degree for 2 years. I came to China 2019. So I graduated from mechanical engineering. master's degree in Institute of Technology. I now moved to Seattle University for my PhD, the same mechanical. And my research area is fault diagnosis. So I'm into machine learning. So it's a privilege to be in your midst, and I would like to discuss specifically about Chinese application, scholarship application. I wouldn't bore you with my information or how my process went to or how I did anything. I will just tell you the important things you need to know when you think about applying for any scholarship in China. So on that basis, China is a country that has a wide range of application, quite all right. They have a lot of application that scholarship offer that you can apply, and they will offer you any. So if you are a good student and you have the ability to write and to browse, to follow instructions in the applications procedures, there's every possibility that you'll be selected. So they have a wide range. It's not only CSC scholarship they have many scholarships. They have university scholarship. They have Belt and Road. So it varies and it's different. So when you talk about applying scholarship in China, the first thing you consider is your university. Different universities have different procedure, different dates of application, everything is different. Different requirements, different documents, everything is different. You cannot judge with one university. Maybe this university asks you to bring this document and you go to another university, they don't require it, or they will require it, you say it's a problem. It's different. They are just acting based on their university. So the first thing you should do is you check the application dates. You check the application dates, deadline. You pay attention to deadline. They don't joke with deadline. Any submission of application after deadline or sometimes close to deadline is useless. I guess I can be heard. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, yes. I need some response. So I'll be sure people are getting me. I'm not talking to myself.
Can hear you. Go ahead.
You consider the deadline, and then you make sure you submit the application before the deadline. Sometimes submitting application close to the deadline is useless because they disregard especially high-ranking universities. So when you check about the deadline, you now consider which application you want to make, because in some of the universities, when you apply for CSC and they're applying at maybe they close for CSC, they can easily give yourself sponsors. Like CSC have a particular date. If you don't apply from this date to this date, you are not applying for CSC, you're applying for a different thing. It's only self-sponsor that is always open. Whenever you wake up, provided the application is still ongoing, they will welcome your application because you are coming to pay. They need your money. You are coming to sponsor yourself. You are coming to pay tuition fee, accommodation fee, as the case may be. So it always have a longer deadline compared to CSC. CSC always, people rush CSC application, and before you know everything, they will close. They will get a good number of application. So after that, the next thing you consider is to get a supervisor, a potential supervisor, somebody that will accept, okay, this is your study you want to make in this our university. Okay, you conduct this experiment, this research under my control, under my supervisor, under my sponsorship, under my school, my research group. So somebody should accept you. Now, Chinese will tell you it is not a must, because some schools, they don't require this acceptance letter or letter of from supervisor, potential supervisor, or anything. It's not a criteria for you to say, no, I don't want to apply because I don't have acceptance from any supervisor. It's just a kind of added advantage, because it's a competition. Everything is a competition in the application, in the scholarship selection. Any little thing can disqualify you. So you just pay attention to follow instruction and make your application neat. All your documents should be neat. Everything you are preparing should be neat. Your photocopies should be neat. It's not like you want to make photocopy, you can make a blunt photocopy. Any little thing is enough to disqualify you. Provided they have a lot of applicants, they will just throw this thing aside. You are not serious. Maybe they have anything they required from you, you did not add it. Some of them will not have the time to write you. your document is incomplete or you can provide this, they'll just shift it and take the person that has complete documents, because nobody likes stress. I've been with them. I've been with School of International Office. I know how they work. Anything that will lead to extra work on your document is enough to disqualify you. They will just keep it aside and take another person. So unless you have somebody there that will speak on your behalf, then the person will contact you. Hey, your document is incomplete. They say this one is not right. This one is, you should change this and change this. And on that note, you can have a little favor. Then they will consider you. So this is how it goes. If you get a supervisor, it's an advantage, because they know already somebody have accepted you. Once they give you admission, you don't have any problem with supervisor. Somebody have already accepted you. But when you don't have, you can still apply. It doesn't mean you will not apply that you don't have a supervisor, you will not apply. So how to get a supervisor? They already have email. You write a comprehensive study plan. After study plan, then you attach some of your documents. You send the letter with caption, request for supervisor. You just send to different supervisors of the same school, because here they have different schools. I'm in mechanical and I'm in fourth diagnosis. If I'm looking for anything in any school, I'm going to School of Mechanical and Department of Fourth Diagnosis, Research Area, Fourth Diagnosis. These are people that have similar research interests or research area with you. Then they can easily accept you. If you're in a different field, you're writing a professor in a different field, he will tell you, I don't know about this your area. I cannot supervise you. So that's one. Then secondly, you think of your credentials. All your credentials should be authentic and original. All your names, everything should be rhyming. Your date of birth, especially your date of birth. Some people, many problems I have noticed so far with student application is varieties of information. Somebody will give you a document, maybe O-level will have date of birth, 10th of August, 1988. Then he will give you BSc or another certificate. You will see a different date of birth. He will bring passports. You see a different date of birth. It became complicated. So when your document is not like this, is a problem. You need to make sure that your information is concise and then is consistent. It's not like this one is saying a different thing, the other date is saying a different thing. Your passport date is saying a different thing, because there's this thing we used to do in our country, affidavit. People used to say they did affidavit and they changed a lot of things in their document. Things will not be rhyming as it's supposed to be, because they also consider age. In some of the application, they have age limits. If you are more than this age, you are not eligible. If you are below this age and this age, you are eligible. Then they consider your documents. So that is that. Then they required you to take a reference letter from your supervisor, from your professor, any professor of your previous school. If you're applying you graduated from University of Nigeria, you're applying to any university in China, you'll be able to take 2 letters from 2 professors recommending you for the scholarship. We call it reference letter. So you will be able to take from 2 professors, not any other qualification, not lecturer, not senior lecturers, not any other qualification apart from professor or higher. Dean of study can give you, professor can give you, but anything lesser is not acceptable. So when you get this, another stage is for you to make your application on the website. You get the original link, the original school formal link. Now, some schools, after you apply on the CSE scholarship platform, the CSE has its own platform. After you apply on that platform, you still go to the university platform to apply. Why some school, once you apply from the CSE platform, you don't need any other school application. You just send your document, because already you have generated application number from there. You just send to them. So that is where the differences comes into play. Some schools requires you make your application on the CSE portal, you come to our university portal, you make application. You have 2 applications to make. But some schools, once you are done with CSE application, you just send documents to them. They will synchronize everything from their university, see your information and everything. Then they will check. After you must have done the application stage and all those things, the next stage is payment. Some of the universities in China, they have acceptance application fee. Some of the applications, some of the schools now, they have application fee. Different schools have different application fee price. My own school, Caribbean, when I went for my master's, the application fee is 600. Here I am now presently, Siajaton University. The application fee is 800. So different schools have different application fee, and some doesn't have application fee. It differs. So when you get any particular school you are interested in, this is part of the information you will see in their portal. They will specify everything, application fee and the bank information you need to make this application fee, and then you generate a slip you attach in your document. Is the application fee that will make them to know, yes, you have applied and you have paid. Then your document is open for assessment. They can now assess your document. If your document is lacking this receipt that shows that you have made the application fee, they will not process your documents, because while they process your documents, they take a lot of time to check your credential. If everything is okay, they will email you. Then 2, you should be able to have a good functioning email. These people, they cannot call you. They cannot text you or text you on phone or anything. The only communication platform you have with them is your email. You will make sure you have a functioning email that you can reply message. You are good in computer things. You can check your email at any moment. You can reply email, open attach file, something like this. Because they know is your email. They'll just write you on your email. That's when they have any information for you. But every communication is on your email. Even when you are selected, is on your email. That they have given you admission is on your email. So you should also be conscious of checking your email often. It's not like you just use your email and generate an application form and you don't check again. So these are the other part of it. So when you are done with your application and then you made the payment, the next is to submit the documents. Now, some schools, they take email submission. Some schools, they take hard copy submission. I've been with them and I've seen how it goes. Even during our own time, our Korea, we use DHL, we use EMS. They couldn't deliver on time. We have to send again with DHL. So when you want to submit the application and it demands that you are submitting hard copy, you ensure you use a trusted courier like DHL. I would recommend DHL to send your documents. I think DHL is good in that, and you should send ahead of time. So everything, you just make sure you beat time, that your document will arrive within the specific time. Your document is clean. Your document doesn't have any confusion or blunt document. Everything should be clean, but well packaged. So you now go to DHL and then make your submission. If your school required hard copy, they want a hard copy. But if your school doesn't require a hard copy, it's through soft copy, email. They will send you already have the email. You communicate them through email. Whichever document they want, you send to email. So when you submit your documents, the next thing is for you to wait for their review. They take some times and then review will be done. After review, they have series of review. Review is not done by one person or one desk. Review, they have series tables. After this table must have checked, they shift another table. Another table will check, they shift another table, like that. They have series of review. Different tables are checking different problems. Different tables, as it's going from process to process, table to table, they are checking different errors. So if your document is now checked and is okay, they will communicate to you, this thing has been checked and everything is okay. If they schedule time for interview, the next is to write you and give you date for your interview. It takes a whole lot of time. You should be patient. It's not something you do in a hurry. So you just keep in touch with email. So when they give you a date for your interview, you now prepare for your interview. The interview is not a big day. Interview most times is to see you and hear from you, interact with you, ask you about yourself and your hobby, at least communicate with you. And then I don't think it's a big day. If you cross the stage of selection and then it comes to interview, then you stand a better chance of being admitted. I think That's the most important thing you should know by now. So I know people have a lot of questions. They will have time to ask their questions. And it's important you know some tricks. Everything has tricks in life. It's not just you are doing application, you are just doing application. Everything, there's always some tricks, important things you should pay attention, and then your application will go successful. Just as I've said, ability to beat the deadline. If you are submitting an application and they have a lot of heaps of application already, it's useless. Ability to beat the deadline is important. And then your document being consistent. I know why I'm saying this because that's the most disqualifying factors I've seen so far. I've been with the international office. My first speaker came after me, and then I was in Harbin. I was one of those that processed his admission in Harbin before the arrival. And I'm glad there's a platform like this where people are being enlightened about how to go through the application, because they say the information is power. Sometimes you can't do these things by yourself. Any mistake is enough to disqualify you. All your money you paid, everything you did is waste. Nobody cares about it. Because once you made the application and you paid the application fee, it's not a guarantee that you are going to be selected. I always specify this to people, to applicants, because sometimes it turns to be a problem. If somebody will tell you, I paid a lot of money, I paid this, I paid that. Payment of application fee is for them to access your documents. It's not for you to pay that they are giving you admission. You can pay and not be selected. So we should get note to that, and then the floor will be open. I want to stop here so people have time to ask their questions, and then I'll attend to their questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very fast, very concise, and very informative as well. God bless you. Like you said, we'll have the time for questions. The fast pace of the communication, many persons may have had one or two things they didn't really catch on to.
Understand, yeah. It's always good to answer their questions so you clarify them more better.
Yes, thank you so much. So Mr. Sanctus, you are back now, so please you can go ahead and pick up from where you left off. But please be very conscious of the time. Thank God for how quick Mr. Dialuki has been, but just be very conscious of the time. I think you have roughly 20 minutes. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'll be very fast because most of the things in my slide has already said it. So the difference is that I'm showing my own. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so the steps in the steps to apply for CAC scholarship is that you have to decide to pursue a graduate program in any Chinese university under CAC. Okay, so you have to decide. You have to decide that China is your study destination. That's the first thing. And then when you have decided, you now visit CAC website. If you look at the website here, you can see the website here. You visit CAC website to confirm, create an account. You can create an account and then confirm the programs that are sponsored by CAC. Like there's something happened to me. I told you people I got 2 professors. Along the line, when I wanted to apply to those schools, it happens that one of them, that the program is no longer in the CAC website. They have removed it. Initially, I met a student who is under CAC scholarship doing that same program. The professor linked to me that I should be communicating with if I have any question to ask. But surprisingly to me, when I logged into CAC website, I couldn't find that program again. They have removed it. So you have to confirm that the program you want to apply, you can't just go to Chinese university and start emailing supervisors or professors you see there without confirming that the program you want to do is sponsored by CAC. It's very, very important so that you don't waste your time. Then you search for potential supervisors in area of specialty. That's the 3rd step, which he has already said. and I've said it earlier. Then, according to, if you manage to get a supervisor, someone who has agreed to supervise you, then the first step is that according to his directives, you will now write a study plan. That study plan, you keep the study plan. If there's any modification you make on it later, then it won't be much that you will make on it, because you'll be using it to apply for the program, the scholarship. Then the fifth step is, can I be heard?
Yes, sure. We are here.
Okay. So the fifth step is getting your documents ready. Getting your documents ready. So you have to get these documents ready. You have to get these documents ready. Your academic transcripts. These academic transcripts, if it's the school that said you must send the hard copy to them, then you have to notarize them. Even if you are not asked to send the hard copies to them, you will also notarize it. Okay, you notarize the photocopy. So you have to take this, you have to take this, so you have to make photocopy of this, each page of your certificates. Okay, and then take it to a notary public. Who is a notary public? A notary public is simply someone, is a lawyer, okay, authorized by the government to certify the original documents, to certify that the original document exist and they are authentic. So usually it come along with a red seal. They put a red seal and their stamp and signature with the date, current date. Okay, so you now scan it. You have to scan them. If you are to submit your documents online, you have to scan them. But if you are submitting by courier, then you have to package only those notarized documents, because you are not sending your original. So you are now sending those notarized documents. Then this notarization also goes to the transcript. You will do the notarization on each of the pages of the transcript, Then you have to get 2 letters of recommendation. 2 letters of recommendation from 2 different professors or a doctor, okay, from the school you graduated from. And these letters, if you are to send these letters by scanning or even by courier, this letter must have letterhead. It must have letterhead of that department you graduated from. Okay, and then it will be signed. And if it's from dean or head of department, you ensure that they stamp it. When they see the stamp, they will know it's original. As a matter of fact, it's even more advisable for you to get the letter from at least one of your letter. Let it come from head of department or dean of study of your department, so that when they see the stamp, it will be a kind of, it will authenticate the one that is not having stamp on it, because anybody can write the letter and claim that it's coming from so professor. I don't know if they email them to confirm that the letters are authentic, but there's something you can do to at least clear that doubt in their mind that the letter is written by just a normal person. It's not coming from those professors. Okay, then you have to write IELTS. That's if you have IELTS, is a plus for you. If you don't have, they accept WAEC in place of IELTS. They also accept letter from your school proving that English was the medium of instruction. And this letter, this your WAEC or IELTS that you are submitting, must also be notarized, like I explained before, must also be notarized. Then there's this certificate you need to get from police, also need to be notarized. We call this certificate police character certificate. You don't have to worry about this one before. You have to go for this one when you are ready. I mean, when you are at the verge. Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Sorry, someone was speaking. I've muted the person. Go ahead.
Okay, so the police character certificate, you don't have to rush and get this one early because it expires after 6 months, sometimes 3 months. So you have to be sure that your application is maybe 3 months before submission or 6 months before submission before you go for your police character certificate. So police character certificate expires. So it will expire after 6 months or 3 months, depending on the requirement of the school. So you apply for this police character certificate according to the guidance of the school. Then if you have any publication, it's also a plus, but if you don't have, don't worry about it. If you're going for PhD, it's a very big plus for you. If you're going for masters and you don't have, no problem. But if you are going for PhD, it's a very big plus for you. If you don't have, if you are still going for PhD, there's no still any problem. So that's why I say publish papers, if any. If you have any, attach it, it's a big plus for you. Then a letter from your proposed supervisor. You have to ask that professor you have gotten as a proposed supervisor that he should write a letter for you. Okay, he will write an acceptance letter for you. This letter you will attach to your application documents. Then application fee, like in my school here, we're paying 400 RMB. Okay, so in other schools, like the first speaker said, in other schools, you may be seeing 600, 800 as the case may be. So it depends on what the amount the school wants you to pay for application fee. So this application fee comes right when all your documents are ready. Then you pay. I always advise people to look for someone who is in China to help you make the payment and then send you the slip. Okay, help you make the payment, send you the slip, and then you now print it out and attach and send to the school. Then another thing is foreigner fiscal examination form. This one you can download from the same Chinese website, the scholarship website. You download it from there. This one you get this one when you are also at the verge of applying, because this one also expires about 6 months. So you go for the police character and this one when you are sure you are applying for the scholarship. You don't, because you are paying money, you're going to pay money to do the tests in the form. Okay, to fill the form, you have to do some tests in the form. Okay, then you now apply and then wait to be invited for interview. If you are not invited for interview, you need to say something about the research. You expect to be asked question about the research plan or the study plan you have written. And then you need to have good knowledge of the school you have graduated from. What's their ranking? What's their position in the academics? The school you are going to, where is it located? What are their academic achievements? Where is their rank? What is their position in the academic in the world? What's their position when it comes to academics? You know, what have they achieved in the past? What do you know about the school? You know, so they will ask you questions like this. So these are the questions, these are things you need to prepare when you are getting ready for your interview. And then when you start getting more relaxed when you get admission notice, and this JW201. In short, when you get this admission notice, you know that you are going already. Okay. Then this admission notice or this and this JW201 will be sent to you by either email or by courier, depending on. So the embassy will acknowledge the one you sent to you by email or sent to you by courier, depending on how they want it. So if the embassy insists that you get a hard copy, then you write to your school that they should send you by courier the hard copy so that you take it to the embassy and apply for a visa. So when you get your visa, when you apply for your, when you get the documents, you now go to embassy and apply for a visa, and then you fly to China. But you need to note that this scholarship do not cover your flight tickets. So while you get your J2, the admission notice, and then JW201, then you have to, at the same time, as you're applying for a visa, at the same time, if you don't have money for flights, at the same time, you'll be sourcing for help, asking friends and family and friends, raising up the flight tickets, because the scholarship do not cover flight tickets. Thank you for attending.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
You wanted to ask something?
No. Thank you. I'm done. It's question time now.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for the slides as well. I don't know if we can request for the slides in case anyone needs to go through them step by step.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that would be a great help. Thank you so much. So we have heard from our two guests, and would like to hear from us now, the participants. So please, if you have any questions, I believe we should have maybe a lot of questions, or maybe not so many, because they were quite detailed. Kindly begin to type them on the chat section, either on YouTube or here on Zoom, so that we address them as soon as possible. Okay. If anyone here in the room on Zoom wants to verbally ask a question, but you need to make it brief, you can raise your hand and we will give you the floor, but it will have to be very brief, okay? So we'll be waiting to get the questions. All right, we have some questions on YouTube already. Someone is asking,
somebody is saying it is still it is still can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I see the message.
Still the same, no audio. What was that?
Yeah, I've been trying to attend to that. He complained about not hearing us, not being able to hear what you were saying at some point when you were presenting. So I was trying to tell him to maybe try leaving and rejoining the meeting, but I'll keep trying to see how I can sort that out. If it's a problem from this end anyway. Okay. In case any other person cannot hear us, you can also let us know. I think it's a problem unique to his device or something, but we'll keep trying to work on it. So just a second. Someone is asking on YouTube, can we get the list of schools without application fees during the application? Okay, another person also asked the same question. List of schools that do not require application fees. And they're also requesting a template on how to write a proposal, Okay, then someone else asked, I don't understand study plan. Maybe you can throw a little light on that. So Mr. Dialoki or Mr. Santos, either of you, if you have answers to any of the questions, you can please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Let him take it.
Okay. Thank you for the questions. The schools, one good thing about application, if you are ready to make application, you'll be good in making use of your computer and your internet. You should be able to search for some things by yourself and then get more information. The more you browse about it, the more you get more information. There might be some schools that doesn't require this application fee, and it's left for you to. There's no a kind of a link that will tell you this is the schools that doesn't have the application fee. You search it on the internet, and then you can see more by yourself, or we can be able to check and prepare by ourselves a comprehensive list of schools that doesn't have application fee. Then for the study plan, different schools have different formats for study plan. They have templates. Different schools have their different formats, even letters. So the school you're applying must have a format they use to write their this thing. You cannot use the format for maybe HIT and write for Sergeant or university. Each university have their format. It's always in their email, in their website. When you get to their website, where you see the information, both on the required document, both on the everything. When you see the information about the application, you see the format there. They always give the link where you download the form from. You see the link where you download the physical examination form from. Then all those things are there. Then how to write the study plan. Is this something you can check on your own after you must have gotten the format? This is the format, this is the template you use. Then study plan is just about you intend to make a research, you intend to study about something or to research about something. It's just about telling him the importance of the research you intend to make, and then the advantage it will be, or explaining about the research interest, your interest about it, or maybe your previous knowledge towards it. It's just to write a comprehensive information about it and why you want to make this research, or of what benefit is this research to the society or to the school. So that's just a study plan, a comprehensive one that will be informative, attractive, that somebody will see and say, oh, it's interesting. Then you are there. It's not something that you make so bulky or so complex. So I think that is it for now.
Okay. To add to that about a study plan, no matter the templates the school have already provided, I think there are common features of study plan. Generally, there are common features of study plan. So even if you have a already existing study plan, whenever you bring it to make use of the template the school have provided, you must see one or two you pick from that already existing study plan that you use to fill in the templates. Now, for instance, you want to write a study plan about, let's say, psychology, or psychology. So you have to start writing about introduction about what is psychology all about. That's your introduction. Okay. Then, if you have a specific goal, those specific goals, like the purpose of the study, the purpose of, you highlight it. The purpose of study one, you highlight the things you want to achieve. Okay. When you highlight them, then the next thing is methodology. How do you intend to achieve those purposes, those aims and objectives? How do you intend to achieve them? So these are the main things that are that you will see in every study plan. So whatever the template is, you must see one or two you will copy from your already existing study plan to the template, to the school template. Do you understand what I mean? So this is how it is being done. Not emails. Hello, not emails to supervisor. Hello?
Yes,
have I answered that question? I think there's other questions that we are here to answer.
Yes, I think you've done good justice to that. Okay.
Somebody is saying that he has sent several letters to supervisor and not getting response. It's one of these experience you should expect, I should say. You should expect these things like that. Like some of these professors, sometimes they are busy. You can't tell. Even some of them sometimes might not be able to take foreigners because they cannot speak English. Chinese is not an English-speaking country, you know. So they don't bother about English. When they know you are a foreigner and they are coming for English program, some of them cannot offer you that this thing for English speaking. It's only those of them that have the ability to communicate with you. So it's the norm that you don't get response. Even first speaker have shared his experience of sending over 500 emails. You know, it's not a child's play. You send a lot of emails like that and they are getting a few, just like a 5 or 3 response. You can imagine. So it's not something that is enough reason to discourage you. You should keep fighting and keep sending emails. One day, somebody will reply you. Talking about WeChat, I don't know, WeChat these days is so strict that I think they just want WeChat to be working only in China. yeah, I find out that outside China, WeChat is a problem to create or to download. You know, for you to use WeChat outside China is a little bit problem. So contacting them through WeChat is only if you can get their WeChat ID, if you have access to their WeChat ID. And I know the only information they always give easily is their email. If you go to their profile, you can only see their email information. I think that one is kind of a must that they will put their email whereby people can contact them. But WeChat ID, I don't think, not all of them can disclose their WeChat ID, or unless somebody went on your behalf to seek for somebody, to seek for supervisor for you, then he can get a WeChat for you to add. So it's only that email that you can come through that email, you can communicate them, and then you wait for their replies. Send as many as possible. It should not discourage you. It should not discourage you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I remember, like you said, when the first speaker started, the first thing he said was that professors in China don't respond to it. So please don't let it get to your heart. I think across board, lack of response is one thing you have to maybe learn to deal with in the process of applying for scholarships. Either lack of response or negative response, but it should never discourage you.
It should not discourage you. Just take it that the right person have not gotten your message. You have not sent to the right person that will say, okay. And it's not something that you are required to get like as many as possible. Once anybody sends you a kind of a response and it turns out that the person has stepped you, it ends it. You've gotten it. So sometimes it comes out and you got maybe three replies or 4 replies. At the end, you are going to take only one person. So you should just keep sending.
Right. Thank you so much.
Mr. Bell, can I say something, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Based on the request from some people, you know, that they should provide them with a list of schools that accept students or that accept applications without application fee. I'm pleading on behalf of every other person, Mr. Dialoke and Mr. Andosike, please, you guys can help us, provide us with the information within your own reach. Maybe even if it is 10 schools or 15 schools, as the case may be, so we can publish it in African Scholarship Pathway. I know that people can still go online and browse and get such information, but then we need authentic information from the right source, specifically people that are in China, so that our people don't get deceived. Like somebody, I don't want anybody that will lose any of his resources simply because he or she is looking for admission or scholarship opportunities. So please, you guys should help us with that so that we will publish it in African Scholarship Pathways. We also attach it in all the links that we have so that people will get across to that. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. I think we should kind of take some time to know how possible to contact people in different schools, because there's always a way to reach people in different schools. Because sometimes you might think maybe information is not updated on the internet and then the school is doing a different thing already. We don't always believe the information on the internet. So we try as much as possible to contact somebody in the school, what is going on here. Then they will tell us the real information. They are taking application fee or not. Because the application in China differs. It's not the way they apply this year, they apply next year, even in their required documents. This year, they might require these documents from you. Next year, they say they slide it. They don't require it. Okay. So it's just like that. So maybe this year, they say there's no application. Next year, they require application. So maybe it will take some time to make a comprehensive list of that, and then we'll send to you.
All right. Thank you so much. In addition to that, also the slides, like I mentioned earlier, I believe they'll be very helpful. That is from Mr. Sang, so that we can share on the group for those that may be interested. Okay. One last question we have here. Someone is asking, that's on YouTube. Can someone be allowed to work while studying, and what's the allowance like? What the allowance is like? I believe that should be scholarship
South
allowance,
Africa.
or maybe.
South African.
Sorry?
I was calling my second speaker to my co-speaker to answer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay. Why are you avoiding the question? You don't want to tell us your stipend?
My brother.
This way.
Okay. One is that if it depends, in CAC, you are not allowed to work. As far as you are holding CAC scholarship, you are not allowed to work. Some, I don't know for Belt and Road scholarship, I don't know for that one, but it will be stated clearly, even when you are in your country, while you are reading the scholarship procedure, the rules and regulations in China, and the rules and regulations that you need to abide by, when you are applying, is that you are not eligible to work. You're not eligible to work. They want you to, they believe that what they are paying you is enough to take care of you and your family, if you are bringing your family to China. They believe that whatever they are paying you is enough. And some people have used it in the past and is okay for them. And if those people can manage it, you too can manage it. That's what they believe. Unless you are coming on self-sponsored, then you can, if you are in a city where there are a lot of opportunities, like you can do business, okay? So the only thing you can do here that will not take a lot of your time is maybe you have saved money along the line and then you want to make order online. You find an agent that will help you and buy stuff, and then you send to Nigeria or send to any country, any African country of your choice. And then you send, and then the person receives, sells, give you your money, you buy again, and turn it. But anything that will require you to be going to the workplace, spend some time and come back, they don't want it. You understand? So you'll be doing business, nobody will know that you are doing business because everything will be online. You wouldn't even need to leave your city to go. Even if you are leaving your city, maybe the first time to go see who you are dealing with, who you are doing business with. Then after that, you have gotten all you need. You have seen where the person is, where the company you are buying from is. Then subsequently, you will now be making the order online. And then you send your products to wherever you do business and turn over again like that. So you are not allowed to work. You're not allowed to work.
Now I want to make this, because this part is also interesting. Even me myself, before I came to China, I was I was having a different thing in my mind. To make this question very clear to people in China, when you talk about China, if you are on student visa, don't think about, because when you talk about work, it's either you work legally or you work illegally. So if you want to work legally in China, it's not possible with student visa. Be it CSE, be it Belt Road, be it university scholarship, you are on student visa, forget about legal work in China. I say to legal because some people can work illegal. It's on your own. You are on your own, like to work, because you might have a kind of offer from somebody. Even him, he know that you are working illegal. When there is a problem, they might not back you up. They might not be there for you. You are working, you are earning money. Yes, it's illegal. But for you to work legally, you must not be in a student visa. They don't accept it. They believe you work, you go for school, you study. You go for work, you work. For you to combine the two, it doesn't work in China. And then talking about the exchange rate or the offer, what it looks like. CST is a well-known scholarship. Most people apply in China. And then if you are coming on CST for masters, the stipend they give monthly is 3,000 RMB. 3,000 RMB. Then from PhD is 3,500 RMB. Now, when you come to Belt and Road have different stages. they have different grades for different scholarship. Grade A, Belt and Road Scholarship, your stipend, they will give you stipend 4,500 RMB, but you pay for accommodation, you pay for your feeding, you take care of your feeding. They just give you the monthly stipend, then you pay accommodation. But CSE will give you stipend and pay for your accommodation. So it's just like it differs. Then you come to grade B, Belt and Road, the offer comes down 3,000 RMB for PhD. So on that 3,000 RMB, you pay for your accommodation still. So when you come to university is I think is the lowest offer scholarship you have, because it's of different class, different grade, different stipend. So university I think is the last option, that when you get to university, their stipend is even to 2,000 RMB, some for masters, PhD, some of them are 2,500. Just like that, masters 2,000, PhD 2,500. And then when you calculate with our current rate in China now, 1 RMB is going to 120 naira, 120 naira. So when they tell you about 500, you pay the application fee 500 naira, 500 RMB, you should know it's going to 60,000 or thereabouts. So it's a whole lot of money. We don't want people to waste their money for nothing or in vain. So that's how it stands. Different grade, different stipend. That's for the money, but for you to work legally, is not possible on student visa, unless you are not a student. Go for work.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ebel, I sent you a private message. Have you seen it? Somebody is asking question.
Yes, I saw it. I just went up and I saw the question before your message came in.
Okay, so
the question is, I'm not eligible for the Chinese government scholarship, the person is saying, because of age. So which other scholarship options do I have for PhD study in China, in industrial engineering or mechanical engineering? I think you can answer that, Mr. Santos. Okay, the both of you, I think you are both.
Matthew, do you have anything to say?
You can answer. You can answer him.
Okay. Now, first of all, is one taking his time, to go through the schools. Now you now have a target. You have where your eyes should be on before you continue any other thing. Your eyes will be fixed on the age limits of that particular school. Some schools, the age limit is not the same. Some will say if you are up to 40, you should not apply for PhD. Some will say if you are up to 50, you should not apply. Okay, so some will say if you are not up to 55, you should not apply. So it depends. If you, or even if you already have a PhD, or you have PhD in progress, then it explains that age, that your current age. So it's based on communication with the admission office, that this is my age and this is what I've been doing, and this is why I'm applying for this PhD now. If you table the timeline, what you have been doing, they will see reason for fitting you in. But before then, you need to go through the school application procedure requirements to know if your age fits in. I've seen school that is taking 55 years of age. Okay. Then another way one can do this is, if there's a way you can come into China first and then stay in China and then apply. Some people, those that are like now, those that are in China already, when they finish one program, it is very easy for them to apply for another program and they will be taken because they are already in China. So what I tell people is, if you have little fund with you, the Chinese universities that are doing non-degree program, like a Chinese language program, you apply to sponsor yourself. the first, especially you go to schools that are close to industrial areas like Guangzhou, Shanghai, Xi'an. These places have a lot of industries. These places have a lot of business opportunities. So even if you come in with your own, the first stipend, the first tuition, you paid it yourself. Then while you are in those places, you can work it out. You can walk. You can hustle. So before the next tuition fee must have arrived, you must have gotten something to pay. So some of these programs are short-term programs that you will do for 6 months. Some are for 1 year. Okay. There's a video I made. I made video about China, South China Normal University. South China Normal University is in Guangzhou. They have a program, Chinese language program. It's a non-degree Chinese language program. So because of the age limit, one can decide to come to China first. When you come to China, get this language proficiency. Then from there, you now use that certificate alongside with the one you came in with, and then apply for PhD. And from there, you can get a funding, not from even Chinese government. You can get funding from a supervisor, from a professor who is carrying out a specific research. So the case here now is critical somehow, because most of the scholarships, when it comes to a bigger one like a Chinese government scholarship, Belt and Road, their age limit, most of them is around 40, 45. So the best way to do is to come in as self-sponsor, short-term program. When you come in as a self-sponsor short-term program, that one it requires fund anyway, but not that much. Because one, they will not let you pay the application fee until they confirm that you're eligible, that your documents have passed through some scrutiny, and then when they have examined that, okay, this person will not waste his money or his or her money, they will not let you pay the application fee, because they know that even if you are not given admission, that is just a slight thing that will make you not to get the admission. But they have already seen that your documents are good, and then that's why they let you pay the application fee. So when you pay the application fee, they now organize interview for you. They interview you, and then, God's willing, they give you admission, send you the visa application documents. You now go for your visa application. So I will advise you come for 6 months Chinese language program. Through that means you get yourself in China, and then you now pursue that the PhD you want to pursue because of the age. I believe I've answered this question. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you so much. We have one last question here on YouTube. 2 actually, but I'm going to read them out together so that we can take them at once. The person is asking, must someone learn Chinese language to study, or do they lecture in English? And then secondly, what's the possibility of getting a job after graduation, or must one return back to their home country?
Okay. The first one is there are programs that are Chinese taught and some are English taught. So while you're applying, you'll apply for English taught programs. Even though when you come in, you will still find yourself in classrooms where they don't speak in that English you applied for. Yes, that's just the truth. But you'll be considered because they will ask you not to worry. They'll give you all the PPT they're using to teach, the materials they're using to teach. They'll give you the translated form, the translated ones. You go and read. If you have any questions, you find a Chinese student that can speak English, or you meet anybody that can interpret for you. You understand? Or if you people are more than two, more than one in the class, you can now talk to the teacher to organize a special class for you people, so that you give you a kind of a brush up, a kind of brush you people up, or kind of run you people through what he has been teaching in Chinese. Because in a class where there are 30 students, for instance, and there is only 2 students that are international students, and they applied English taught programs, they will not, because of 2 of you, be teaching in English, because most of the Chinese in the class, they don't understand English, so they will teach in Chinese, and then you will just be looking. You just come to the class and you'll be looking at the slides. So you just be using your initiative to grab 1 or 2. You know, when they are demonstrating, you use the initiative to grab 1 or 2, and then you take that thing you grab to the translated one on the paper, and then see if you can. So the exam, most of the time, is not that difficult to pass. So that, as far as you are doing a graduate program, it's not that difficult to pass. So they already know that they are not teaching you in English, so they will consider, they will give you some benefits. Okay, so they have Chinese taught programs, and then they have English taught programs. So if you are coming for Chinese taught program, you're expected to have HSK 3 or 4, as the case may be, from your home country before you now apply. HSK is like IELTS, you're right. So is a Chinese proficiency certificate you must acquire if you are coming for Chinese taught program. But if you are coming for English taught program, you don't need to acquire all those. You just need IELTS if you have written one. Like myself, I wrote, not for China anyway, I wrote for US, Canada, and UK, but I ended up using it to apply for China. Okay, so the thing there is they have English taught, and then they have Chinese taught programs. So you now decide which one you are going for. So I think I've answered that question. What's the second question again?
Okay, the second question is if one can get a job after graduation, whether they have to go back to their home countries after they are done, that is getting a job in China.
Yeah, there are a lot of job openings in China. A lot of job openings in China. One thing I tell people is, as you land in China, you try as much as you can to learn the language. Most people that get job here after the program, they literally do nothing in their workplace. They are like translators in their workplace. So most of the job that you will do, that you can do for them, they have many of them that can do it. So if you cannot speak Chinese, then they will see no much need to employ you, unless the company is an international company where you are going to work as an international company, or you are going to teach in an international school where they use English to teach. So getting a job after school, you have to work on yourself from day one, knowing that your ticket to getting that job is your Chinese language proficiency. That when you come, you have a lot of YouTube videos that teaches Chinese. You pay attention to the Chinese language courses they will teach you. Pay good attention to them, get all the materials, learn at least basic Chinese. Ni hao ma, wo hen hao ni na. Those kind of little Chinese. You don't need to know all the Chinese before you are proficient in it. So as you can communicate a little. You go to the supermarket, you ask, I want to buy this one. Just go those out in. Bye quiet. Small, those little Chinese. You can communicate. When it comes to intense communication, you exonerate yourself. But those little Chinese, you should be able to learn, be willing to learn them, so that, because those are the things that will keep you in China and then increase your chances of getting job. So while you are at maybe 1 year before you graduate, you start looking for job opportunities, openings that you can apply for. So a lot of people have graduated here and they have gotten job here, a lot. And a lot have also gone home, because those ones, one is not, I don't know if they are not interested in getting job after school. But I believe that those ones is either they got their servants say you cannot work here, or that they did not work on it from day one. Okay, so you have to plan that you want to work in China after school. You have to plan. You have to plan for it. You don't say because you're a graduate of Chinese university that once you graduate, you automatically get a job. No. Of course, what they will state in the procedure, one of the things you will read when you're applying for the admission, you will even see across that I will return back to my country after studies. You will sign that you are returning back to your country after studies. That thing there is just there, but it's not all that are returning. If you have all it takes, that will keep you here, then that thing will keep you here. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. I believe that has been well attended to. We are right on 7:30 at the moment. But just so that we don't, since the questions came in before the end, I would like if we can just answer them in 1 minute. These last two questions, someone asked if they can bring their spouse over. Let me read it word for word. Okay, can someone come with one's wife when the scholarship is secured? And if yes, what are the expenses like over there? The second part of the question, I don't know how much detail you may be able to give about that, but about bringing one spouse, I think you can answer that. Then one question here on YouTube, can someone who studied mathematics education find master's programs in English in China? Okay, so maybe Mr. Dialoki can help us with those questions. And then after that, we are done.
Okay. You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
The first question is about bringing your spouse. Yeah, people do it here. It's possible. It's quite possible. They have a document for it. Once your admission is secured and you've registered in your school, now you are married, you want to bring your spouse over. It's very simple. They will give you a document. I think they have a document for such application. Then she will use it and get a visa from the country and come over. But one thing you should know is that he is not eligible to work. Some of them here, their spouse visit them on a holiday. They will just stay after the holiday or something, they will go back. So it's not like they are coming for you to bring them to come and hustle or to come and work unless you are ready to do any illegal thing. They are not eligible. There's what is called, you are legally eligible to do something. Even without minding, you can do anything on your own. You can decide to do anything on your own, but the country did not recognize that. So you can bring them. People do it here and they stay with their wife. But most likely things they do is the wife will also be a student. Some of them here, they are also applied for their wife. Maybe they are doing masters and the man is doing PhD, or both are PhD, different school, different. So like that, it's possible. Then for the other question, what was the other question? The second question. I can't hear you.
Can someone who studied mathematics education find master's programs in English in China?
Okay, mathematics and English. I'm thinking about the relationship, the link within mathematics, and because if you are applying for masters in China, definitely you must have gotten your bachelor degrees in one of the universities. If you're applying for PhD, you must have gotten your masters. So if you are submitting a document whereby you graduated from mathematics and you're applying for English, I don't think I've not seen such a similar case like that transfer. Even though we know that engineering, science, mathematics, all these statistical or physical science departments is easy to interchange. Somebody in physics can go mathematics, can go engineering, can go, but for this English and mathematics, I'm not sure. Because if you request most of the supervisors, they will be like, your previous knowledge is not in line with the current one you are going. I'm not quite sure. I've not seen such a transit.
All right. The person can please try to check further, maybe on Google, or contact you in person.
Okay, yeah. You can do this and then you verify if it's possible.
All right. Thank you so much to our guests, Mr. Sanctus Anosike and Mr. Matthew Dialoke. It's been a very informative session. We are 4 minutes past the time we're supposed to end, so we need to end it right now. So thank you so much, everyone that connected. I believe it's been very helpful. If there are things you need to go over, please go to our YouTube page and watch the video recording once again, and you will be better clarified. So till we come your way again next time,